Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome if you are new here. My name is Shan from HomeWithShan over on Instagram. Today's video is going to be a working mum morning routine video. I'm on my own, I'm a working mum, and I've got a baby boy. Well, baby boy, he's a toddler now, I guess. He's a 1-year-old. This is our morning routine when he goes to childcare. So I thought I would share my morning routine now that I'm a working mum and my little one is going into childcare. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see videos from before I was a working mum, if I was a stay-at-home mum or a mum that was on maternity leave and George was a bit smaller, there's loads of routines on my channel. Morning, evening, full day routines, you name it, they're all on there. So go and check out the playlist that I've linked below for any further routines. I really hope you enjoyed this video and I will catch up with you guys at the end. This morning I set my alarm for 6:45 so that I could get up and wash my face and just do a couple of bits before George got up so I could get ahead of the day. He was still asleep at this point, which doesn't always happen, but today it did, thankfully. So on days like this, I know I've got about 15 minutes before George gets up, so I quickly chuck my hair up into a mum bun. Please ignore all of the filming stuff in the corner, I just haven't popped that away just yet. I give Molly a little cuddle, chuck on my dressing gown. This is my dressing gown from the Yummy Mummy hospital box that I still wear to this day. When I got when I was pregnant, I absolutely love it. Definitely go and check them out on Instagram. I'm currently showering and washing my hair and stuff in the evenings because I really don't have time to do it in the morning, so I'm just gonna wash my face with the CeraVe salicylic acid cleanser and then just washing that off with the Face UK face sponge, and then going in with the CeraVe moisturising lotion as well to make sure I'm nice and moisturised for the day. I then just go quickly and make my bed as quickly as possible, really not anything fancy. I hate the curtains in here at the moment. If you guys don't know, we live in military housing and the curtains are horrendous, but we're moving very, very soon, so hopefully in my new house we are not going to have to deal with curtains this ugly. And although I'm not a fan of this bedroom, keeping it tidy does keep my mind at ease. And then I'm just going to head downstairs, and again, our horrible kitchen I'm not a massive fan of, is not very tidy. We are moving, there are boxes everywhere in the corner, but I'm just going to put away some dishes that were left out yesterday and actually put the dishwasher on because I forgot to do that last night, which is quite annoying, but I've just set that to go and I'm popping some dishes away. This is usually the first thing that I focus on in the mornings before doing George's breakfast and stuff if he's not awake just yet. But when that's all done, I'm going to prep George's bottle, and he's having cow's milk in the mornings and he's still having his formula in the evenings, so we're kind of doing the transition onto cow's milk. So he's going to have 8 ounces of cow's milk this morning, and I just use the microwave to heat it up. I know that that's not necessarily the way that everyone would do it, but that's how I do it. Obviously test the temperature and everything after it's been in, but I tend to pop it in without the lid on for 30 seconds and then give it a shake and then pop it in again for another 30 seconds. Give it a shake, test the temperature, and obviously make sure there's no hot spots, and then that bottle is now ready for George when he comes down. I'm going to go and wake him up now. George hadn't even stirred at this point, so he was still fast asleep, so I did have to go in and wake him up, which I absolutely hate doing. Usually when I wake into the room, George would wake up, he would flinch or something, but he absolutely didn't, so I really didn't want to wake him up this morning because he was absolutely so fast asleep. But what I ended up doing is going to turn the light on to wake him up because he really needed to get up for the childminders because we did not have long until we had to leave. So although I did try to gently wake him up, he wasn't best pleased about it. He did have a little cry. I felt so bad, but we really had to get going for the childminders. So I got him up and gave him a big cuddle, got him out of his sleeping bag. He's still in these sleeping bags and they're so good. Rate them so much higher than blankets or anything. He's in his PJs from Asda, which I love, in the sets that they do, the 2-piece sets. I feel like they're a lot better for his age than baby grows now, but he had a little cuddle with mum and then we went downstairs for bottle and breakfast. As I had already got George's bottle ready for him, it was just a matter of going into the living room, popping him in his bouncer and giving him his bottle. Please ignore the state of the living room at the moment. It's just very empty and there's boxes everywhere because we are moving, like I keep saying, so that is just why the house looks a bit rubbish. But yeah, George is just enjoying his breakfast. Molly's chilling on the sofa, and whilst George is having his bottle, I do usually pop some TV on or something for him so that he's nice and entertained, so that I can go and prepare his breakfast for him. This morning he's having half a bagel and some strawberries as well, so I popped the bagel into toast and I'm going to cut up some strawberries with him, probably about 5 generally, and I cut them up into small little bites for him because he absolutely loves strawberries. He loves any fruit really, but strawberries are definitely a firm favourite for him. I cut these strawberries straight onto his high chair tray just so that I don't have to do loads of washing up, because I know that I'm going to have loads of stuff to do after breakfast anyway, so one less thing to do is always helpful. And then I'm just going to make a cup of tea whilst the bagel is toasting, and then we can sit down and have our breakfasts together. Mine obviously is going to be more than a cup of tea. I am going to make some cornflakes in a minute, but I'm just going to get George's sorted first. Once the bagel is toasted, I'm just going to butter it and chop it up into little bites for him, and then pop that onto the tray with the strawberries and then mix it all in together, and that is his big breakfast. He really loves this thing, honestly. If it was with toast or crumpets, just a little bit of butter on them and then serve it with fruit is honestly one of his favourite go-to breakfasts, or at least it's one of my go-to breakfasts, and George does really enjoy it. One of the things I really love about it is he will eat it independently. That means I can sit down, have a cup of tea, or have my own breakfast at the same time as him. And this morning I'm just going to have the last of the Crunch Nut cornflakes, or the Tesco own brand version of that, whilst George is having his breakfast, just so that I can eat, make sure that I'm actually fueled up for the day as well, and I'll sit there with him and try and encourage him to eat and drink as much as possible. I do sometimes find myself not eating throughout the day, not having breakfast or lunch, and not actually eating until dinner, so I've been trying to make a massive effort this week to actually make sure that I have my breakfast at the same time as George, so that we can both be fueled up and ready for the day. And of course, on the day that George gets up late, he actually just really takes his time with breakfast. It's kind of annoying because he normally scoffs his breakfast down and we're normally out of the door, but the day that he decided to get up late, he's really not sure about his strawberries, even though it's like his favourite thing to eat. But whilst he's finishing off his breakfast, what I'm going to do is go and get his packed lunch out of the fridge and pop that into his childcare bag. So I'm just going to go and grab it now from the fridge. He has just got a really simple little packed lunch, which is just a banana, some cut up grapes into eighths, and then also I think I did some sweet potato wedges and also some little bites for him, like broccoli and tahini bites for him, which he does really enjoy. So I've popped those into his bag. I'm actually adding some more crisps as well, just to make sure that he's nice and full. Then I'm just going to make sure that he's got everything in his bag that he needs. He's got his childcare day diary, he's got a spare jumper in there, he's also then got 2 spare sets of clothes because I know what he's like with food and stuff, so I wouldn't be surprised if he goes through them. He's got a little teddy in there for no reason really. And then I'm going to pop his shoes in just in case they go out in the garden or they go for a little walk or something. George's shoes are in there. He's still getting through his breakfast quite slowly. He's just very chilled this morning. I'm just sat there like, I kind of need to get ready, but I can't go upstairs until he's finished his breakfast. But it is what it is. We're going to have to just pop everything over by the sink and sort that out a bit later. I'm not going to lie, my sink looks like this 99% of the time. I just don't have the time to do it as often as I would like to. I would have put it in the dishwasher if I had actually put the dishwasher on to go last night and emptied it this morning, but because there was no space, I'm not going to have the time to wash it up by hand at the moment, so I'm just going to have to get George and rinse his little hands off and his face, get him all washed, and then we're going to head upstairs and get George ready. He was being such a good boy today when I was doing his face. He normally does not love it at all, but he was quite happy today to let me do it. Then we just headed upstairs past the horrible curtains up into George's room to get him ready for the day, just getting him a pair of leggings and a t-shirt ready for his little outfit, some socks to match his top, and attempt to dress a 1-year-old that is very, very wriggly. Oh, and I'm actually changing his nappy for the first time as well this morning. I usually do that first thing, but obviously we have much more limited time when we have to go to childcare, so I just figured he sometimes does a little poo after his bottle or breakfast, so I kind of just thought rather than changing nappies like 3 or 4 times in the morning before we go, I would just leave it an extra 45 minutes until we have to leave, and then we leave and we only have to change it once in the morning. But after I've struggled to get his outfit on, it literally takes me so long when he's wriggling around like this, I will just pop his dirty nappy into a nappy bag and I will just try and make sure that that's not stinking the room out, and then pop it into his nappy bin that I really love. It's the Vital Baby nappy bin. It keeps the odours out a bit. I would definitely say to still put pooey nappies into a bag though. I'll link it down below because it is really good. And then I'm just going to go and quickly get changed. George is all ready. I need to just get ready before we leave, so I'm just going to get my usual outfit of jeans and a t-shirt on, and there we go. My mum outfit is ready. I'm really running late for the childminders, so we're going to rush out of the door now. Say bye, George. I'm just going to drive him to the childminders, drop him off, and then I'll be back I'm back! So George is at the childminders now. It's almost 7:20. I start work at past, so I just have to set up my little area where I work. It's really not ideal where I'm working from, but it is what it is. I have to run upstairs because I completely forgot to brush my teeth, so that's what I'm going to go and do now. Brush my teeth, and this morning I actually even had time to let my hair out of the mum bun because I did brush it yesterday. Like, it is nice and not greasy for once, so I could actually brush my hair. I even decided to put some tinted moisturiser on, so I used the HelioCare gel cream, which is a tinted SPF actually. I really love it, and I always get questions about what foundation I use, and I don't use a foundation, I just use this. It just gives me a little glow in comparison to my dull skin at the moment, and it makes me feel a little bit more put together, as well as keeping my skin protected if I do go outside into the sun and stuff. So I'll pop that all away and pop my glasses on, and now I'm pretty much ready for work. Then I go downstairs and start my day of work. I work until 4:30, and then I go and pick George up at 5 o'clock. So it gives me about 15 minutes of me time, or walking the dog time, or maybe doing the dishes time before I have to go and get him. But this is me until 4:30 this evening. That was my morning routine video as a working mum with baby going into childcare. I really hope you enjoyed it. It is just my very realistic morning routine with a 1-year-old as a working mum with the baby that's going into childcare. I really hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you for the evening routine in the next one. Bye guys.
'Cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever, and I feel so free. Oh my sweet baby.